So you want to build a $3 million express car wash because a 22-year-old on TikTok wearing a rented designer shirt told you it is the ultimate passive income. Let me save you the suspense right now. The only thing passive about this business is watching your bank account get scrubbed completely clean while you stand there, soaking wet, doing absolutely nothing about it. Welcome to Job Gains. Today, we are opening the financial black box of the $15 billion North American car wash industry. I am going to walk you through the actual profit and loss statement of a modern express tunnel. I promise you two things. First, we will break down exactly where every single penny of that $3 million investment goes. And second, by the end of this video, I will reveal a financial reality so brutal, you will need to sit in silence for at least 10 seconds. But for now, let us just laugh at the numbers, shall we? Let us talk about the cover charge to enter this exclusive club. You do not just wake up and open an express car wash. You have to buy your way in, and the bouncer at the door is asking for $3 million. Where does it go? Roughly $1 million for the commercial land. Why $1 million just for dirt? Because car washes do not survive in back alleys. You need 50,000 cars driving past your sign every single day. That means you are competing with McDonald's, Starbucks, and major banks for prime real estate. You are paying top-tier retail prices for pavement. Another $1 million goes to building the physical tunnel and the plumbing. We are not building a simple warehouse here. We are pouring specialized concrete trenches. We are installing heavy-duty water reclamation systems deep underground. You are essentially building an industrial water treatment facility, but disguising it as a brightly colored tunnel. And the final $1 million, that goes straight into the heavy machinery. Spinning brushes, high-pressure nozzles, massive blowers, and conveyor belt. And this is where the joke begins. Buying $1 million worth of equipment that lives inside a wet, chemical-filled tunnel is like adopting a pet termite and putting it inside a wooden house. It is a machine actively trying to destroy itself from day one. In the accounting world, we call the death of this equipment the Modified Accelerated Cost Recovery System, or MACRS. The IRS says your equipment has a useful life of about 7 years. That is not just a tax loophole. That is a ticking time bomb. Think about it. Your machine's entire purpose is to spray highly corrosive chemicals, hard water, and abrasive dirt 12 hours a day, 330 days a year. Your equipment depreciates faster than your New Year's resolution to go to the gym. Every time that conveyor belt moves, it is grinding its own gears into dust. Let us talk about the honeymoon phase. Year 1, everything is shiny. The LED lights are glowing, the brushes are perfectly balanced, and you feel like an absolute genius. But walk into that same tunnel in year 4. The optical sensors start blinding themselves with calcium buildup. The hydraulic hoses begin to microleak. The blowers start vibrating just a little too violently. And here is the kicker, every single time one of those things breaks, the entire tunnel stops. If a laundromat has a broken washer, you put an out-of-order sign on it and keep making money on the other 20. If your car wash conveyor belt snaps, your entire business is dead in the water. You are losing money by the minute, while a line of angry customers demands refunds. That $1 million equipment package is not a one-time purchase. It is a subscription to mechanical anxiety. Now here is the financial seed you need to plant in your brain. Most people do not have $3 million lying around in their mattress. They use leverage. They get a small business administration loan, specifically the 7A loan, for about 80% of the project. That is $2.4 million in debt. With current inflation keeping commercial interest rates hovering around 8% in 2026, your debt service, which is just the principal and interest payments, will cost you roughly $250,000 in your very first year. $250,000 before you pay the cashier, before you pay the electric bill, before you buy a single drop of soap. You have to generate $250,000 in pure cash flow just to keep the bank from taking your keys. Do not call yourself a business owner. Call yourself a senior teller for the National Bank. People love the idea of buying a business that runs itself, but debt does not sleep. Debt does not take a sick day. When it rains for 3 days straight and your car wash is completely empty, that debt clock is still ticking loud and clear in the background. It is a relentless monster that demands to be fed every 30th of the month. So to summarize our first chapter, you are taking on massive debt to buy an industrial machine that actively dissolves in water, sitting on expensive dirt you do not truly own. But hey, at least you have the unlimited subscription model to save you, right? Oh. Wait until you see the math on that. Let us move to the holy grail of modern business. The unlimited monthly wash club. Every finance guru on the internet will tell you this is how you build a billion-dollar empire. Recurring revenue, predictable cash flow, it is the Netflix of washing cars. On paper, it sounds flawless. You charge $30 a month. The customer gets to wash their car as many times as they want. It feels like an infinite money glitch for the business owner. But here is the dirty little secret of the subscription economy, especially when physical labor, water, and electricity are involved. You are playing a terrifying game of behavioral psychology. If the customer comes in once a month, you print money. You are a financial genius. But if they decide to wash their car every single day because they have an unhealthy obsession with shiny tires and smelling like cherry wax, you are completely bankrupt. Every single time that tunnel gate lifts, it costs you hard cash in utilities and chemicals. It is the most bizarre financial model on earth. You are selling a service while secretly praying to whatever deity you believe in that your customers are too lazy to actually drive to your location and use it. When a heavy user pulls up to your payment kiosk for the 12th time in a single month, they are not your customer anymore. They are a massive liability. They are actively draining your soap, wearing down your expensive mechanical brushes, and burning your electricity. You are not running a profitable enterprise at that point. You are actively subsidizing their mud addiction. Now let us look at the psychology of your pricing board, because this is where the real manipulation happens. You offer a basic single wash for $10. Nobody buys that. It just sprays some cold water on the windshield, completely ignores the wheels, and wishes the driver good luck on their journey. It is a terrible deal, and it is designed to be a terrible deal. Then you have the premium single wash for $25. It has the tricolor foam, the undercarriage blast, the ceramic sealant, the works. And right next to it, the unlimited premium monthly pass for $30. The $25 option is a trap. It is a classic decoy. It exists solely to make the $30 subscription look like the greatest financial arbitrage of the century. The customer looks at the menu board, does the quick math in their head, and thinks they are financially ruining you by choosing the subscription. They tell themselves, I will come here every Friday. I am practically stealing from this guy. They tap their credit card thinking they have outsmarted the system. They sign up with absolute euphoria. But let us assume you manage to find the perfect customers. The ones who pay the $30, come once, and then completely forget they even have a membership. The couch potatoes, you are safe, right? You have won the game? Absolutely not. Allow me to introduce you to the industry's silent killer. The churn rate monster. The average monthly churn rate for a car wash subscription is roughly 5 to 7%. That sounds like a tiny, harmless number. A 5% drop, who cares, right? But that is monthly. Let us do the annual math that nobody tells you in those 15-second motivational videos. A 5% monthly churn means you are losing roughly 60% of your membership base every single year. Read that again. Over half of your recurring revenue disappears into thin air every 12 months. Why? Because subscription fatigue is real. They cancel exactly 3 months in, usually on a Sunday morning, when they review their credit card statement and realize they would much rather stay in their pajamas than drive 3 miles just to get their Honda Civic wet. This introduces a massive bleeding hole in your profit and loss statement called Customer Acquisition Cost, or CAC. To fight this churn, you have to constantly run expensive localized Facebook ads. You have to offer aggressive promotions, like the first month for $9.99, where you are actively losing money up front. You are hiring kids to spin signs on the sidewalk just to maintain your current revenue level. This is the financial seed you must understand. Your marketing budget is not being used to grow your business. It is being burned alive just to replace the people who are quietly walking out the back door. You are running a marathon on a treadmill that keeps speeding up. The moment you stop spending money on ads, your subscriber count plummets and your revenue crashes. To summarize Chapter 2, you are selling a product you desperately hope nobody uses, utilizing a decoy pricing strategy to trick people into subscribing, while constantly burning marketing cash to replace the people who eventually figured out they were not using. Brilliant, but what happens when those cars actually do show up to the tunnel? Let us look at the real cost of a clean car. So the cars are finally rolling in. It is a beautiful Saturday afternoon. The tunnel is packed, the credit card machine is glowing, and you feel like the absolute wolf of Wall Street. If you process 100 cars a day at an average of $15 a wash, that is $1,500 of daily gross revenue. $45,000 a month. It sounds fantastic, does it not? Until you meet the Pac-Man of operating expenses. Let us look at your daily break-even point. Out of those 100 cars, you do not keep the money from the first 10, or the first 50, or the first 80. In a standard, highly leveraged express model, the first 110 cars every single day do not belong to you. You are washing their cars exclusively for your bank, the local government, and the utility company. You only start making an actual profit on car number 111. And even then, that tiny margin is getting aggressively eaten alive by things you never even thought about. Let us talk about soap. You are spending roughly $1.50 to $2 per car just on variable supplies. Water, chemical waxes, ceramic sealants, and that fancy tricolor foam everyone loves to post on their social media. You will easily drop $80,000 a year just on liquid consumables. Here is a sharp reality check for you. Those colorful rainbow bubbles look absolutely magical to the customer. But to you, that is just liquid margin flowing straight down the local sewer. Every extra drop of foam the machine spits out is quite literally washing away your profit. And speaking of water, in most modern cities, you cannot just dump thousands of gallons of chemical-soaked water into the drain. The city forces you to install a reclaim system. It is a massive underground filtration tank designed to capture, clean, and reuse the water. It sounds incredibly eco-friendly, which is great for your brand image. But the financial reality. That reclaim system will smell like a decaying swamp if it is not chemically balanced every week. And fixing a broken underground pump will cost you thousands. Then we have the invisible payroll. The franchise brokers told you this was an automated business, right? Just a payment kiosk and a conveyor belt. Wrong, you still have to hire people. You need attendants to guide the cars onto the tracks, so they do not hit the brakes and cause a massive insurance claim. But more importantly, you have to hire highly skilled, highly paid maintenance technicians. We call this business automated to hide the absolute fact that you will be paying someone double time to fish a plastic grocery bag out of a jammed industrial water pump at 2 in the morning. But nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, destroys your profit margin quite like the free vacuums sign. You have to have them. If you do not offer free vacuums, customers will drive straight past you to the competitor down the street. But let me explain what free actually means to your balance sheet. Installing a central vacuum system costs about $150,000 upfront. But that is just the beginning of the nightmare. These are not your household vacuum cleaner. These are massive, 25-horsepower industrial turbine engines. Running them all day generates an electricity bill that will make you think you are secretly powering a small underground casino. You put up a free vacuum sign as a marketing tool, only to discover that your customers will treat it like a municipal landfill. They will happily vacuum up wet leaves, old French fries, spilled milkshakes, and quite literally, the entire net profit of your business. And when those turbine bags get clogged with a wet diaper, you are the one paying the hazardous waste fee to clean it out. This is the financial seed of the entire industry. The franchise brokers will scream in your face about 60% gross margins. They will show you beautiful spreadsheets where the money just piles up to the ceiling. But they are talking about gross profit. They are actively ignoring reality. After you pay the commercial loan, pay the technicians, pay the massive electric company bills, and pay for your customers to vacuum up their garbage, your actual free cash flow, the money you actually get to take home, is closer to 15%. To summarize Chapter 3, you are converting high-voltage electricity, massive amounts of water, and expensive rainbow chemicals into a highly fragile 15% margin. You are running a complex chemical and mechanical operation just to scrape a few dollars off the top. But surely, if you work hard enough, you can dominate your local market, right? Well, what happens when you have to fight actual Wall Street billionaires for that tiny slice of the pie? And what happens when the sky decides it does not want you to make money today? Let us look at the weather. Let us assume you have accepted your fate. You are okay with the massive multi-million-dollar debt, you are perfectly fine with the rapidly rusting equipment, and you have made peace with the free vacuum black hole eating your profit margins. You are surviving, you are a local business hero. Then you wake up one morning, drive to your lot, look across the street, and see a brand new, glowing, state-of-the-art express tunnel under construction. But it is not owned by a nice guy named Bob who just wants to run a local family business. It is owned by a private equity firm out of New York or Chicago. And they do not just buy one car wash. They buy 50 of them at the exact same time. Welcome to the billion-dollar invasion of the car wash industry. Over the last few years, Wall Street realized that car washes generate cash, so they started pouring billions into consolidating the market. This is no longer a mom-and-pop industry. This is a game of brutal institutional scale. Because these private equity firms own 50 or 100 locations, they do not buy their chemicals by the gallon like you do. They buy them by the cargo ship. They get massive bulk discounts on everything from soap to replacement parts to insurance. Remember your break-even point. We calculated you need 110 cars a day just to pay the bills. Because of their massive corporate discounts and cash reserves, Their break-even point might be 70 cars. They can afford to run aggressive promotions that would literally bankrupt you. They will offer a 99-cent unlimited monthly wash pass for the first 6 months. They will blanket your entire zip code with targeted social media ads. They will intentionally operate their location at a massive loss just to bleed you dry and force you to close your doors. You are trying to fight a highly weaponized Wall Street financial portfolio, using nothing but a high-pressure water hose and a good attitude. I wish you the absolute best of luck with that strategy. But even if you miraculously survive the private equity bloodbath, you still have to face the ultimate, undisputed, merciless CEO of the car wash industry. The Precipitation Risk Index, or as normal people call it, the weather. This is the only industry on Earth where the local meteorologist directly determines whether you eat a premium steak or instant noodles for dinner. If it rains, nobody washes their car. If it snows, nobody washes their car. If it is too cold, the water freezes in the pipes and you cannot wash cars. If there is a drought, the city mandates water restrictions, and you are forced to shut down. You could have an entire week of zero revenue days. Imagine standing in your empty, wet parking lot in April, watching the rain fall for 5 days straight. The conveyor belt is silent, the vacuum turbines are off, no money is coming in. But guess what? The bank does not care if it is raining. The property tax assessor does not care about the dark clouds. Your insurance company is not going to give you a discount because of a thunderstorm. Your fixed costs, that massive SBA loan, the land lease, the base utility fees, demand to be fed every single day, rain or shine. You are operating a business where the single biggest variable controlling your revenue is something you cannot control, predict, or negotiate with. Now the franchise brokers will tell you not to worry about any of this. They will sell you the ultimate dream, the exit strategy. They say, look, just build it, suffer through the weather for 5 years, build up a subscriber base, and then sell the whole thing to one of those private equity firms for a massive multiple. You will sell for 5 times your profit and retire on a yacht. Here is the financial seed they conveniently leave out when they show you that beautiful exit strategy diagram. Let us say you try to sell your car wash in year 6. You think your business is worth $4 million. The private equity buyer sends their inspector to look at your tunnel. The inspector notes that your conveyor belt is severely worn. Your blowers are losing efficiency. Your underground water reclaim system is nearing the end of its life. Because your machinery is 6 years old, it is virtually worthless in a corporate acquisition. In fact, it becomes a legal liability. The buyer is going to deduct the absolute full cost of replacing that entire tunnel from your purchase price. They will subtract $1 million right off the top. They are not buying your beautiful business. They are buying your dirt, and they are making you pay for the privilege of clearing off the rusty metal currently sitting on top of. You walked in thinking you were building an empire, but when it is time to sell, you realize you just held onto a piece of real estate while scrubbing thousands of cars to pay the bank's interest. So you have fought the bank, you have fought the rust, you have fought the Wall Street billionaires and the weather itself. Let us finally look at what you have actually won. Let us strip away the rainbow foam. Let us strip away the viral TikTok hype, the flashy marketing brochures, and the dangerous illusion of passive income. Let us look at exactly what you have actually purchased for $3 million. You did not buy a high-margin service business. You bought a piece of commercial real estate, wrapped inside a highly complex, rapidly depreciating mechanical maintenance job. When you sign that massive SBA loan document, you are entering a financial marathon where you are forced to run with chains locked around your ankles. You are paying 8% interest to a bank that holds all the cards. You are losing 5 to 7% of your subscription customers every single month to sheer boredom. Your million-dollar tunnel machinery is chemically destroying itself from the exact moment you turn it on. And your entire daily profit margin gets completely wiped out the moment the sky decides to drop a single inch of rain. The internet in 2026 loves the phrase passive income. It sounds sophisticated. It sounds like absolute freedom. It looks great on a social media profile. But real, generational wealth is rarely built by taking on millions of dollars in high-interest debt just to oversee a giant, fragile plumbing system. The harsh reality is that most independent car wash owners do not achieve financial freedom. They just buy themselves a grueling, high-stress, $100,000-a-year job, where they work exclusively for their lenders, their equipment suppliers, and the local tax assessor. You spend your days covered in grease fixing jammed conveyor belts, dealing with angry customers whose antennas snapped off, and lying awake at night staring at the weather forecast app on your phone, praying for a sunny weekend just so you can make payroll. If you manage to survive for 10 years without going bankrupt, And if you manage to avoid being crushed by the billion-dollar private equity firms across the street, you might eventually make a profit by selling the actual dirt your building sits on. That is the ultimate quiet secret of the express car wash industry. It is just a commercial real estate waiting game, funded entirely by quarters, soapy water, and your own exhaustion. So here is the final question. Are you prepared to take on $3 million in debt, fight mechanical failures in a wet tunnel at 3 in the morning, and pray for sunny weather every single day just to earn a salary you could have made sitting quietly in a climate-controlled corporate office? Or do you just really like looking at shiny cars? All right, you can exhale now. The financial horror story is over. Welcome back to reality. But honestly, if you're still thinking about opening a car wash after seeing those numbers, I admire your sheer, terrifying bravery. You are exactly the kind of chaotic financial risk-taker the economy needs to keep the soap industry in business. Drop a comment below. What is your ultimate dream business, and exactly how much money are you willing to set on fire before you realize you are just running an unintentional charity for the IRS? Let me know, I read them all. And please do me a favor. Share this video with that one ambitious friend who keeps trying to get you to split the cost of opening an express tunnel with them. Send this to them right now, before you both have to sell your actual cars just to pay off the bank debt. If you thought the car wash industry was a brutal trap, wait until you see what happens when we look at the laundromat business. Everyone thinks it is just collecting quarters from washing machines, until the water bill arrives. Click right here on the screen to watch that financial breakdown next. As for me, I will stick to sitting here analyzing spreadsheets so I do not ever have to unclog an industrial floor drain. Stay smart.